ABC7 is connecting you with events and people that help others in our community. And this Thursday, Special Olympics Chicago is hosting a delicious fundraiser. It's called Sip and Savor, features top Chicago chefs, and one of them is Chef Robert Hoffman of City Tavern. He's here, obviously, and Jen Kramer, of the president of Special Olympics Chicago. So first and foremost, welcome to both of you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, Chef, why don't we just get you rolling and cook it along here.
So
are you going to be making this for Sip and Savor?
We're doing this and another dish for Sip and Savor as well. So we're going to make a pretzel. All we're going to do is kind of tie the dough up here, real nice and neat, into a nice little shape. And then the main trick to making pretzels is you want to drop it into a water bath with some baking soda. What that does is it makes it more alkaline and allows you to get this nice deep dark color on the pretzel itself. And then we serve the pretzel with a beer mustard. So what we do is we take some mustard seeds, both black and yellow. Then we take some malt vinegar.
Okay. And
a little bit of honey as well.
So this is your own mustard sauce, obviously.
Correct. And then because it's Cinco de Mayo, we have some wheat seed beer from Five Rabbit.
Okay, you're going to go ahead and toss that into the mix too. I like that.
Yep. And then we just puree it all together. We're going to add a little bit of allspice to it, some mustard seed, ground mustard seed, and some turmeric as well.
All right.
And we puree it all together, and it comes out looking something like this here.
All right. Here, let me show everybody. There we go. You got it right there. Perfect. Okay, so will you let that has to boil, or what's it do right there in the pan?
Just boil it.
Bring it up
to a boil. As soon as it comes up to a boil, just throw it into a blender and puree it.
Okay.
And then just drop the pretzel into the water for about, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds. Pull it right out, and then bake it in an oven at about 400 degrees. And they should come out looking a little something like this nice, deep, dark color. All
right. You really rock and rolled that. You had it all organized there. Within 30 seconds, we got pretzels and mustard. Now,
nice,
I know
simple, easy way to go.
An easy way to go. Well, you finish off there. I know you have a couple of more, it looks like.
Sure.
Why don't you just go ahead and tell us about this event, too? What is this all about? Who does it help? How much money do you plan to raise?
Absolutely. Sip and Savor is, this is our second year. It's planned by our Associate Board of Special Olympics Chicago. It's a wonderful networking event for people. We have phenomenal music, some of the best chefs in the city, benefits the 5,000 athletes of Special Olympics in Chicago.
5,000 athletes. I don't know if people realize just the amount of, how many people are out there that you actually do help. That's a lot of people.
Well, and most importantly, Special Olympics was born in Chicago at our own Soldier Field in 1968. So there's a lot of civic pride about Special Olympics in our town, and we're thrilled to be able to host this swanky, cool food and beverage event to promote those games.
All right, that's awesome. And Chef, I noticed you're over there whipping those up. What is specifically in the pretzel recipe? Because you said 3 ingredients, right? Did I get that right?
In the wet component, we have just some yeast. You can use dry yeast or active yeast. Some molasses.
Molasses?
Molasses as the sugar component to kind of get that yeast activated.
Okay.
And depending on what kind of yeast you use, if you use dry, you want your water to be about 110 degrees. And if you're using active yeast, you want it to be about 120 degrees, just so that the dough isn't tough and sticky to work with.
What does molasses do?
So molasses,
is that a flavor, or is that for the texture, or what?
It activates the yeast as well as adding some sweetness to the pretzel itself. Then you just need to let that yeast activate for about 10-15 minutes in a warm spot. So that's the wet component, and then we're going to add a pound of flour.
Okay. And in a separate bowl?
In a separate bowl, and about 2.5 ounces of butter. And then
just mix that up?
All we're going to do is mix that up. You can throw it into a mixer for about 10 minutes, or you can kind of knead it by hand like you would like pasta dough or bread. It works the same way. So all you're going to do is just wait for that to heat up, and then you can just dump it straight into the dry and knead it for about 10 minutes, and it'll become this nice loose consistency.
You don't have to let it rise and sit somewhere?
You can let it rise for about 10 minutes, or you can even, if you want to make it ahead of time, you can let it rise overnight in the refrigerator. It delays the process, so that way, if it's something you want to plan out ahead of time, if you're having a party, having lots of people over, it's something really, really easy to do.
All right. All is good. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. So much information there. Again, let me give you all the details. Sip and Savor is coming up on Thursday from 6 to 9 o'clock on South Michigan Avenue. Proceeds benefit Special Olympics Chicago. And there's the address right there, 1420 South Michigan Avenue. What building is that?
It's right next door to City Tavern, actually.
Okay, there we go. There we have it. And here are the ticket prices. $55 in advance, $65 at the door. You can get all the information, all the details, along with Chef Robert's recipes, and more about Special Olympics Chicago, of course, on our website, abc7chicago.com. Did we have that all covered there?
You got all of it.
Perfect. All right. And click on See It on TV once you get to our website, too. All the information will be there. Thank you both so much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.